I was about 14 when this happened. My best friend Ethan had invited me to sleep over at his place for the weekend. We had been friends for years, but this was the first time I'd ever stayed at his house. Ethan's room was in the basement, something I thought was so cool at first. It was bigger than my bedroom, had a mini fridge stocked with snacks, and we could be as loud as we wanted without his parents telling us to quiet down. But the basement also had something else, a small door in the corner. When I asked him what it was, he shrugged and said, "Oh, that? Just a storage closet." I didn't think much of it, at least not at first. We spent the night playing video games and watching horror movies until around 2 a.m., when Ethan started dozing off. I wasn't tired yet, so I grabbed my phone and scrolled through social media. That's when I heard it. A shuffling noise. At first I thought it was just Ethan moving in his sleep. But then I heard it again, a slow, deliberate movement, like something shifting inside the closet. I turned my phone's flashlight on and aimed it at the door. It was slightly open. I stared at it for a long moment, my heart pounding. I debated waking Ethan up, but I didn't want to sound crazy. Instead, I forced myself to look away and tried to sleep. Big mistake. At exactly 3:15 a.m., I woke up freezing. The room felt colder than before, like someone had left a window open, but there were no windows in the basement. Then I saw it. The closet door was wide open, and standing inside was a man. He was tall, skinny, and hunched over. His clothes were filthy, and his eyes, they were locked onto mine. I wanted to scream, but my body wouldn't move. I could only stare in absolute terror as he took a step forward. That's when Ethan woke up. He saw the man, screamed, and scrambled for the light switch. In that split second, the man bolted, not towards us, but up the basement stairs. Ethan's parents came running, and we told them what happened. His dad grabbed a baseball bat and searched the house, but the man was gone. The police arrived later and found something chilling. The small closet had a hidden crawl space leading behind the basement walls. There were dirty blankets, food wrappers, and empty water bottles tucked away in the corners. Someone had been living in Ethan's house. And that night, he had decided to come out. That was the last time I ever slept over at Ethan's house. But trust me, that's nothing compared to this next story. When I was 12, my friend Mia invited me for a sleepover at her house. It was just the two of us, since her parents had gone out for the night. Mia's house was a bit eerie, not because it was old, but because of how empty it felt. Her family had just moved in, so there weren't many decorations or furniture yet. That night, we set up sleeping bags in the living room and started watching a movie. About halfway through, Mia got up to use the bathroom. I was alone for maybe 5 minutes when I heard a sound from the window. A slow tap, tap, tap. I turned, expecting to see tree branches or something hitting the glass, but there was nothing there. I laughed it off, telling myself I was just paranoid. But then Mia came back and she looked off. "What's wrong?" I asked. She hesitated, before whispering, "I think someone was outside the bathroom window." I froze. Mia explained that while washing her hands, she caught a glimpse of a dark figure standing just outside the window, but when she turned to look, it was gone. We both tried to stay calm, convincing ourselves it was just nerves. But then, the power went out. We screamed. The room was pitch black except for the moonlight filtering through the curtains. My phone was across the room and neither of us wanted to move. Then, the tapping started again. This time it was louder, more insistent. We huddled together, holding our breath. That's when Mia whispered something that made my blood run cold. "The window's locked, right?" I didn't know. We sat there, paralyzed, listening to the sound move from the window to the back door. Then, the doorknob turned. We lost it. We ran upstairs, locked ourselves in her bedroom, and called 911. When the police arrived, they found muddy footprints leading from the bathroom window to the living room window, and finally to the back door. The lock on the door, it was broken. Whoever had been out there had tried to come inside. If you think that's terrifying, wait until you hear the final story. Some sleepovers create lifelong memories. Others, Nightmares you never wake up from. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more terrifying true tales. And if you have a horror story of your own, you might just find it featured in our next episode.